Good evening from the Kingdom of Balance. This is our 60-second session going through the bundle for racial justice and equality. I'm sorry my voice is a little messed up today. There was a lot of cleaning going on in our house today, and I got a lot of allergic reaction from the dust, so I've been coughing all day. Um, so that's what's messing up my voice today. So hopefully, even though there's a visual novel coming up later today, in this session, hopefully I won't have to. It's not gonna bother me that much. So yeah, today we are looking at some interesting games. The first one is a longer name than what I wrote down here, but so the full name for that game is where do I have it? I have it somewhere. I wrote it down somewhere. Huh. I guess we'll see it when we run the game, but it's some sort of musical. It's got a lot of singing from the characters. It's a gender neutral character. It's gender neutral detective or something. And they're called Dominic Pamplemousse. And it's about, yeah, we'll see what it's about. But this is the sequel. We also have and that one is by Squinky. Uh, and the second game is Midnight Ultra by Forward Instinct. And the third one is Inverness Nights by Kitsubasa. It's that one is a visual novel, I believe. The disadvantage of having a really good mic is that all the crappy voice effects that's going on is going to be heard by everyone. Yeah, but hopefully the bad mic filters some of it out so it just blends in with all the other noise. Now everyone knows this noise is from my voice. Any case, yeah, so this is our 60-second session. We're doing games number 184, 185, and 186. Okay, let's get started with the first one. Let me just get the info. So, the first one, I'm calling it Combinatorial Explosion by Squinky, but it's actually like Dominic uh, Pamplemousse with Dominic Pamplemousse in the Combinatorial. Uh, yeah, it's a long name. It's gonna show up in the when we actually start the game. But here's the link to it if you want to check it out. They have both games on that link on that profile page. Okay, so let's load up my game here. Let's go with the first one. Okay. So it's called Dominic Pamplemousse and Dominic Pamplemousse in Combinatorial Explosion. It's the subtitle is a disorienting interactive musical romp with your favorite genderqueer private detectives. It's sequel. I don't know where the first game is in the bundle. I have to look for it, but I'm sure I'll come across it again. Same thing happened with Bleed and Bleed 2. I played Bleed 2 first, um, and then Bleed after. So, yeah. Oh, it seems like it's gonna take some time to load. Wow, taking a long time, isn't it? I did when we were testing it. It was taking a long time. I think the games in this session somehow take a bit longer than usual. Oh, there it is. No, the same amount. The same speed as before. Hopefully I can make it full screen. Because I know there's a way to do it. Yeah. I mean, there's that, but we should make it full screen, full screen. Somehow. Almost there. There it is. Dominic Pamplemousse and Dominic Pamplemousse in Combinatorial Explosion. I think we tested it, so we're gonna save data cleared, play from the beginning. Okay. Hold your horses. Dominic Pamplemousse and Dominic Pamplemousse in Combinatorial Explosion is not suitable for all audiences. Before we begin, we'll need you to answer a few questions in order to determine whether game is in fact for you. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. Why are you even playing this game? I read about it somewhere and it sounded intriguing. I played the first Dominic Pamplemousse game and enjoyed it. Squinky coerced me into it. Squinky is the developer. I don't know, I either saw it in a sale or got it in a random bundle. I did get it in a random bundle, so. What do you love doing most in video games? Exploring a story. How do you feel about sequels? Bring 'em on. I love a sprawling epic that takes forever to finish. That sounds like me. I play Kingdom Hearts, so that applies. Yeah, Dreamfall Chapters was only a trilogy. There was only 3 games. That's supposed to. It's the longest journey. Okay, so yeah. Metal Gear. Well, Blackwell is just 5 games. It's 5 very short games. No, Metal Gear is more appropriate. Yeah. How do you feel about Duchamp's Fountain? I actually have no idea what you're talking about. How many genders exist in the human species? Not. What is that? Not applicable? Yeah, that you can't count it. 63 is limited. Do you believe women are obligated to shave their legs? Wait, people actually answer yes to this question? What are legs? Black Lives Matter? Always. Do you have any questions for me? Why are manhole covers round? Are you single? Pete and Repeat went for a boat ride. Pete fell off. Who was left? Pete and Repeat went for a boat ride. Pete fell in. Who was left? You repeat the question if someone says repeat. Okay. What even is the point of this quiz? Based on your answers, we've determined that you will either love this game or hate it. If it turns out you hate it or are indifferent towards it, we're not sure which is worse. We apologize in advance, but hopefully you'll like some of it. Can't hurt to give it a try. Let's give it a try.
I chose wrong, tried to put a crook in jail. Why'd I think they'd believe me? I chose wrong, tried to get a job and failed. Got laid off, ain't it crappy? If I'd made a different choice, maybe I'd have cause to rejoice, but I chose wrong. Hey, wait, but aren't you? No, it can't be. You're the Dominique who decided to take Prudence Van Dung up on the job offer, and you're the Dominique who stuck to their guns and tried to do the right thing. Fat load of good that did me.
Hi, Shelley. This is a sequel of a game that I haven't played yet. I'm playing the sequel first. But apparently they're talking about the first game where they had a choice. And both choices ended up to be sucky for them. It's the same person, just doubled. So each one is from a different choice. How are you doing? Okay. Yeah, it's a musical game, yes. So Prudence just got away with murder. So what was it like working for Van Dan Records? These are the two different endings, I'm guessing. Wait, my voice sounds like that? The important question is, which one of us is canon? Let's go from the top. I'm good. My voice is messed up because of all the dust today. We've been coughing all day and sneezing all day, so my voice is a little messed up. Okay, let's go from the top.
Considering that you look just as horrible as I do, I figure your plan to expose Casey Bingham's true murderer and become a hero didn't quite work like you hoped it would, huh? I should have known. I should have known. The legal system was cruel, and I was a fool to believe they would listen to me. How could I have known?
The crackling is part of the game. It's meant to simulate a record, I think. Yeah, it's meant to simulate an long player and a black and white noir movie, basically.
So tell me, other Dom, what was it even like working for a mega corporation like Van Dung Records? Did you at least get to buy yourself something nice with all that money? I should have known. I should have known. I should have taken the hint and read the fine print in my contract. It was all just a trap. How could I have known? I have to say, it is so weird hearing the sound of my own voice spoken back at me. I know, right? I sound so irritating. Yeah, I mean, how does anyone stand me? I must be the most annoying person ever. No offense. So, the important question is, which one of us is canon? Because only one of us can be, right? I guess you're right. Honestly, though, I can't tell if it's me or you. Yeah, I mean, I'd vote in favor of whoever's living the better life as being canon, but I'm not sure which one of us that is. Exactly. We've both turned out just as downtrodden as we were before. We should have known. We should have known. We really shouldn't have messed with multiple endings at all. This will be our downfall. How could we have known?
I guess this means we have to do some detective work.
Well, since we don't know which one of us is canon, I guess we're going to have to do some detective work to figure it out, huh? Right, because we're detectives, and that's just what we do. The question is, where do we even start? I guess maybe pick a direction and start walking? Sure, sounds like as good an idea as any.
Let's go west.
All right, let's go west. Okay, west it is.
Next on the list here, we have Dominic Compromise.
Wait, were there supposed to be two of them? I thought this was a solo act.
Yeah, about that. We can explain, we promise.
Right then, show us what you got.
You see, there was an accident where we were split in two. Our game had different endings and both of them came true. So now we're on a quest where we've been planning to figure out which one of us is canon.
Okay, stop. I'm going to have to stop you right there. First of all, your singing is absolutely horrible. I mean, seriously, what on earth gave you the idea to inflict such atrocity upon other human beings?
I don't know, there is a certain off-key charm and enthusiasm to their voices. Be that as it may, it's still not quite the sound we're looking for.
No, it most emphatically is not.
Hey now, we had no idea we were being evaluated. Yeah, we're just trying to get ourselves out of a big mess.
Well, I have news for you. Life is a big mess.
And I really hate to say it, but everyone's evaluating everyone all the time.
That's right. For starters, how do you think anyone is going to take you seriously with your oddly shaped bug-eyed faces and shabby clothes?
What we mean to say is, maybe if you put on a little makeup and invested in your wardrobe, that it's possible that people would be more willing to help you.
I'd personally recommend a hell of a lot of cosmetic surgery.
The point is, we have nothing against, people like you. It's just that if you weren't so, overt about it, then other people would find you, shall we say, off-putting.
I think this is it's a trans metaphor. It's a transphobia metaphor.
Wait a minute. What exactly do you mean by people like us?
Well,
What my co-evaluator is trying to say is, you look like men, but sound like women, and normal people find that confusing.
Wow, I had no idea.
Thing is, androgyny is in right now. That said, you have to have a particular body type to pull it off, which you very much emphatically lack.
I mean, we respect your identity and all, but you have to present yourselves in an aesthetically pleasing fashion, or else it's just too much for people to take.
This act has definitely been too much for me to take.
Geez, do you really have to be so mean? I mean, we get that you have a right to your opinion, but you don't have to be abusive about it.
You see, That's the problem with you millennials. You always demand to be coddled. It's about time you learn to live in the real world, where, I must reiterate, there are no trigger warnings.
Look, I know it's hard making it on your own without Mummy and Daddy there to take care of you, but sooner or later there comes a time when you have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
So
Have
cliche.
you by any chance written an online think piece lately?
Excuse me?
Never mind.
Online think piece. Okay. Yeah.
Are we done yet? Can we leave? Yeah, I don't know how much more of this I can stand.
I assure you, everything we're saying right now is for your own good. It may not seem like it right now, but someday you'll thank us.
Do you think I enjoy telling people how terrible they are? Obviously not. And yet, here I am, out of the goodness of my heart, because I firmly believe in telling the brutally honest, unvarnished truth.
Well, thanks, I guess. Are you thinking what I'm thinking, other Dom? Happy birthday on 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear.
No! Stop! My ears!
All right, you can go. Just promise you'll never, ever sing that ever again.
Well, what do we have here? Actually, we were just... No, seriously, we didn't mean to... No, please, stay a while, relax, make yourselves comfortable. Welcome to Dom Palm's dungeon. For your dark fantasies and desires, from your sick twisted dreams, I will stage you a scene in my finest fetish attire.
Your name is Dom Palm. Basically Dom Apple, right?
Wait a minute. Your name is Dom Palm? Well, I am a dominatrix and an apple, so Dom Palm. Huh, fancy that, indeed.
This is awesome.
What sorts of activities do you perform in here? I'm so glad you asked. Anything you can imagine. Anything you could desire. I do bondage and stripping and flogging and whipping and even playing with fire. But that's not all. On Wednesdays, I teach consent workshops. On alternating Sundays, we sit around and learn how to tie knots. And there's plenty more. Just check out our calendar. What if your fantasies and desires involve boring things like staying up all night drinking tea and having a deep conversation? That can certainly be arranged. I make a scalding hot cup of tea. And as for my dirty talk, actually, never mind. See, the thing is, I don't actually have any fetishes. Me neither. Can we go now? No. There's no need to feel ashamed. This is a safe space. People who come here nervous soon find that there is no need. Do not be afraid, for you won't be dismayed. When you're ready, let's proceed. We're trying to figure out which one of us is canon. Shot out of a cannon, you say? That's one of the more unusual requests I've ever received, but I can make it happen. No, what they mean is we got cloned due to a case of multiple endings. I can do multiple endings as well, but they'll cost you. I don't think we're quite getting the message across. No, really, we have to get out of here. I mean, we don't mean to be rude or judgmental towards people who are actually into this sort of thing. You do you and all. It's just that, my. I see where this is going. You are just far too repressed. If you open your mind and let me inside, you'll no longer be so depressed. It doesn't seem like we're getting through to them. Unless we're neither timid nor prudish. We're just not interested. So if you wouldn't mind, won't you please step aside and let us go ahead? Well, why didn't you just say so in the first place? Very well. Go off on your merry way. And if you ever change your mind, you know where to find me.
They don't hear you unless you sing your response.
How y'all doing tonight? Man, you're the best audience ever. I feel so blessed right now. Anyway, here's a little song I wrote about world peace. The people in Japan, the people in Uzbekistan, what do they have in common? They poop.
What?
The people in Slovenia, the people in Micronesia, what do they have in common? They poop. Everyone poops. Everyone poops. Everyone poop poop oops. Everyone poops. Oh, and it looks like our special guests have arrived. Let's all give them a hand, shall we?
Who are you exactly?
Ha 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 ha! That's funny. You're funny.
No, really, I have no idea who you are. Me neither.
It's me, Taylor Hanson, of the Hanson Brothers.
Oh, that bubblegum pop band from the 90s. The one where they were so handsome, they wrapped all the way back around to pretty. Whoa. So you're singing about poop.
Well, it's the one experience we can all share, no matter who we are or where we come from.
Huh.
Plus, hello, we're in a sewer. The people in your neighborhood, the people who are homeless and misunderstood, what do they have in common? They poop. The hipsters on their fancy bikes, the yuppies in their SUVs that nobody likes, what do they have in common? They poop.
Everyone poops. Everyone poops. Everyone poop poop doopy doops. Everyone poops.
That's one feeling.
Everyone poops. Everyone poops. Everyone poop poop doopy Everyone poops.
I did your request already.
You don't currently happen to be auto-tuned, do you? Because I tell you, the last time we met a pop star...
Oh no, I absolutely 100% believe in keeping it real.
That's good, I guess. What about people who can't poop for whatever reason? Yeah, aren't you discriminating against people who have poop-related medical problems?
I hadn't considered that. Well, this is awkward. Sorry if I offended anyone. Sheesh, tough crowd.
That sure as hell didn't get us closer to finding any answers. Shall we just move on then? Probably be best. Where are we? Why do we have a gun? I don't know how to shoot a gun. Do you know how to shoot a gun? Of course not. We're the same person. Well, with some slight differences, but still. It's getting too loud in here to think straight. What did you say? I can't hear you. What did you say? I can't hear you. Never mind. Oh my God, we're going to die. I feel like something's gonna jump out at us at any second now. I can't see anything though, except this American flag. Is the American flag trying to kill us? I wouldn't put it past it. Help! I'm feeling kind of dizzy. Me too. I always get motion sick in these kinds of games. Maybe if we stop moving, it would help. It's so loud. How do we get out of here? I have no idea. What if we started singing? I guess we could try. We are trapped in a field with a gun. We are emphatically not having fun. If we close our eyes and believe, maybe they'll finally let us leave. Ah! Hey, but I thought it happened again. What? How? Wait, I know. You must be the Dominiques who went east instead of west. Yep. So you must be. Whoa. So let me get this straight. Every time we have to pick between two choices, we create more clones of ourselves? Seems like it. Weird. No kidding. So, how did you two get here? Yeah, what path to this location did you take that we missed? Well, you know, it was kind of convoluted. Let's see. We started at... Oh my God, it's Casey Bingham. But I thought Casey Bingham was dead.
I am dead, and it's all your fault.
Wait, so are you like some kind of ghost?
You could say that.
So then, are you here because your spirit can't rest until your death is avenged?
Probably. I don't know why I'm here. I just am. But I gotta say, I'm not happy about it.
But Prudence Van Dung was the one who killed you. Yeah, we tried to save you.
Well, if it weren't for you inventing a toy that makes people sing perfectly in tune, Prudence wouldn't have been able to control me in the first place.
Crap, it is our fault. Serves us right for having talent and ambition. It just goes to show that following your dreams will only destroy you in the end, and also destroy every innocent pop star in your wake for that matter. We're really sorry we killed you, albeit indirectly. Yeah, it must really suck to be dead.
It's not so bad. I mean, it's not so good either. It just is, and I have to learn how to deal with it.
Still, we feel really bad. I mean, we didn't intend for our invention to be used for, well, you know.
Are you asking me to make you feel better about killing me?
No, of course not. Though, if you have any ideas...
Well, I'm barely coming to terms with this whole being dead business myself, so I can't help you there.
Can you help us figure out which one of us is canon? See, the thing is, we had a choice between two endings in our last game, and both of them are actually kind of mediocre.
Do any of the endings involve me being saved from a horrible death?
I'm afraid not. Your death was a foregone conclusion. I mean, we tried, but we couldn't.
Then I can't help you. Sorry.
You're not gonna hurt us, are you?
Hurt you? No, I wouldn't do that.
I see. So you're instead going to haunt us until our guilt becomes too much to deal with, right?
I think your guilt already is too much to deal with. The question is, what are you going to do about it?
Make art.
Well, we could...
You don't have to answer that question. It was rhetorical.
Are you going to let us go? We'd love to stay and chat, but, you know, gotta solve this mystery.
It's not me who's stopping you from going. It's you.
What? Okay.
No, seriously. You can walk right through me. I'm transparent.
Huh. Looks like we've wandered into some kind of supercomputer. It sure is super and computery.
Greetings. I am a humanoid artificial neural system, or HANS for short.
Nice to meet you, Hans. I'm Dominique Pamplemousse. And I'm also Dominique Pamplemousse.
Hello, Dominique Pamplemousse and Dominique Pamplemousse. How may I be of service?
Why do you look like an anime character?
I was designed this way to appeal to my target demographic.
Target demographic?
You know, engineers. The nerdy sort, who work too hard and lack enough human companionship as a result.
Right. Not that I'm familiar with that or anything.
Additionally, since lonely engineers are far more diverse than one would expect, I was also designed to be attractive to as broad of a range of human desires as possible.
So I see. Indeed.
Is there any other manner in which I can be of service?
So, what exactly does this supercomputer do? I mean, it looks so big and powerful, it must do something really important, right?
This computer was built to better understand the experience that you humans refer to as love.
Huh. Intriguing.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
So, what is is this thing we humans call love?
As far as I understand, it is an evolutionary adaptation to facilitate the perpetuation of your species. Its mechanics involve the exchange of gifts, kind words, and physically affectionate gestures.
Well, when you put it that way, it kind of makes sense.
I have been tasked with replicating these mechanics on humans in order to accurately simulate love. The results have been somewhat confusing. As it turns out, there exists no combination of love mechanics that will work consistently on every human.
No kidding. Tell me about it.
What else can I help you with today?
Why don't you test out your love simulation on us? You'll get 2 data points for the price of 1.
Very well. Here is a sonnet I have customized specifically to your parameters. I look upon your striking dark visages and gaze into your terrifying eyes. I lose myself in dreamlike, strange mirages where timelines both diverge and synthesize. Your voices pierce my haunted reverie, discordant as a record needle scratch that makes me wish to throw myself at sea or jump into a thorny briar patch. What is this double vision I observe? Is this just fantasy or is it real? What agony has caused me to deserve these frightening emotions that I feel for you? Neither messieurs nor mademoiselles. I shall surrender to your magic spells. Now, please tell me, on a scale of 1 to 5, how loved do you feel at this very moment? Duly noted. Thank you kindly for contributing to this data set.
But we didn't.
No need. I have all the information I require in your split-second reactions.
Impressive.
May I help you with anything else today?
I chose 5. Shelley asked which number I chose.
Do you think you can help us figure out which one of us is canon?
Ah yes. Another strange case resulting from multiple endings in a video game.
So you've seen this happen before?
Well, it's usually the case that game developers tend to resolve the canon problem before a sequel is allowed to take place. However, in the case of the game you're currently in, the author appears to be much more indecisive than usual.
Is there anything we can do about it?
That, I'm afraid, is outside the scope of my capabilities. How else may I help you today?
Can you calculate the last digit of pi?
I can. But I must warn you that it may take a while.
That's okay. We'll wait as long as it takes.
Why don't you decide how much you want? While we wait for pie to be done.
Interesting. The last digit of pi appears to be pi.
Wait, what? My mind is completely blown right now. Tell me about it.
What else can I do for you today?
We should probably get going. You know, people to see, mysteries of our existence to unravel.
I see. I wish you the best of luck on your endeavor. Goodbye, Dominique Pamplemousse and Dominique Pamplemousse.
What is this place? It's so quiet and full of words and stuff. Fancy that.
Drab windowless walls surround you, illumined by flickering fluorescent bulbs hanging precariously from the ceiling. On the floor is a bedroll and a VR helmet. You can hear the sound of something dripping. You can click on them. According to...
I'm guessing we're in some kind of prison? Yeah, sounds about right. I see what they did there. I know that feeling all too well. It's like whoever wrote this knows me or something. Yeah, but does there have to be an accompanying dripping sound effect? I know, right? It's so annoying. Mind you, that's probably what the author or authors of this piece intended for us to feel. But still... I can guess where this is going.
And the life energy of 6,785 engineering students.
Oh hey, we're gender-neutral royalty. Yeah, of slime. Still better than being in a prison, though. Or is it?
You're the slime queen. You sit upon your slime throne in your slime castle and gaze upon your slime queendom. It's glorious and slimy. Your messenger has a message for you.
They said, but. Sounds much nicer than the last place we were in. This is so not going to go well for us. Nope.
You're the most low-maintenance queendom ever. None of your subjects have ever revolted against you, probably because you let them eat a lot of cake.
Let me guess, we get to kill them? I called it. I totally called it. I don't understand, though. Why do we only get one choice?
Here's what the message says. You are in grave danger. Get out of here while you still can.
I'd say we shouldn't have killed the messenger, but like I said, we only had the one choice.
Motion for your guards to kill the messenger. They do so, quickly and bloodily. But then something sneaks up from behind the bushes, kills your guards, and now it's after you.
Wait, what? Who?
Away from the castle, away from the queendom, deep into some kind of dark, mysterious forest. Then, out of the corner of your eye, you think you see them.
Oh, singular they. Yeah, even I get confused by it sometimes, even though I use it. Same here.
That's hilarious. It's them, alright. Not an echo of the face or body in a random stranger. And this time, it's the genuine article.
A manic pixie dream person after my own heart. Are we still in the slime queendom? Do they have buses over there? I don't know. I'm really confused right now.
Someone whose hair looked exactly like theirs sat in front of you. You were too nervous to do or say anything, which in the end was for the best because it totally wasn't them at all.
Wow, smooth. I know, right? Granted, it's not like I'd fare any better. Me neither.
I don't know if love is even the right word. I mean, I care about you, but I don't want to be presumptuous either. It's just, well, I'm glad to have known you. You made my life immeasurably better just by existing in it, even for just a short time. So thank you for that. They don't seem angry or creeped out or anything like that, but they don't say anything either.
Well, I guess it just ends there then. Looks like it. Okay, so what now? I guess we keep going. Yeah, let's keep going.
As I lay here on my deathbed, a sliver of
yourself. I gather you, my children, here to ask you once again for help. As you know, before I die, one of you must observe me to gain my wisdom and my strength and carry on my legacy.
You know that you can count on me.
You're sucking up again, I see.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm... Hey, interlopers.
Oh my god, this is a soap opera. This is a soap opera. Okay.
Whoa, are those giant singing bars of soap? I think so. Excuse me, we are trying to settle a dispute. Stop throwing yourself around like you're some kind of brute.
Wait, maybe they should stay. Perhaps they can help with this conundrum.
I've never seen a bathroom this gigantic before, or this clean for that matter. I know, I feel like our very presence is sullying it somehow, and I feel kind of bad about that. A soap's purpose in life is for everything in sight to shine, reflect, and sparkle, and bring the world delight.
I see that I have taught you well. A small consolation on my death knell.
So, we're trying to figure out which one of us is canon. You see, in our last game, there were 2 different endings which resulted in us being cloned. And we need to know which one of us is real and which one of us isn't. I sure wish you weren't real. I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Perhaps there's a third option to be found between this set of binary choices. Could you maybe split in half and absorb yourself into both? No, absolutely not.
My wisdom must be absorbed in all of its entirety or not at all.
Okay, then how about not at all? That would be a complete waste of wisdom. I'd rather waste it than have it go to you. Oh, shut up! We seem to have a dispute between 2 worthy opponents. How can we help choose which one is more worthy? How about a series of skill testing questions? Maybe a duel? Or is that too violent?
My wisdom will be best served by neither brains nor brawn. The quality I'm looking for is purity of heart.
My heart is absolutely pure. You're lying, and I know that for a fact. Purity of heart, huh? How do you even measure that? A polygraph test, maybe? Or a gamma-ray spectroscopy system? Or how about one of those online purity tests from the 90s?
Purity cannot be measured through such brute force means. One must instead observe it in kind words and good deeds.
Which is why it's not going to be you. And what makes you think you're any better? All right, I've made my decision. Really? That was quick. So, who is it? Which one of us gets to absorb you? Before I decide, the interlopers must leave. For this is a private matter. So wait, we don't get to find out who gets chosen? But we've become so invested in the outcome. You are not entitled to our family drama! So if you don't mind, please leave us alone. Well, that was anticlimactic. Tell me about it. I feel completely and utterly cheated. Come on, other Dom. Let's take our business elsewhere.
That was a soap opera.
Whoa. Yep. You know, we have enough people for a barbershop quartet. I've always wanted to be part of a barbershop quartet. Me too. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Do up, do up, do up, yeah. Do up, do up, do up, ba-do. We are a barbershop quartet. There's no need to be upset, 'cause we're here to sing a song, and it shouldn't take too long. If you hate it, we suggest that you go out and invest in some nice and snug earplugs. That was everything I ever dreamed of and more. I concur. Same, definitely. Wait a minute. We've had to make more choices than just those two. Why are there only 4 of us? Yeah, shouldn't there be like infinite Dominiques running around representing every single decision we didn't make? Maybe there are and we just haven't met them yet. That's a distinct possibility. Either way, this situation is definitely untenable. Agreed. Yep. Okay, so what now? Well, we're nowhere near close to figuring out which one of us is canon. In fact, we're even further away than before, given that we've multiplied. Anyone have any ideas?
Have a strongly worded chat with the game's creator.
I think we should have a strongly worded chat with the creator of this game. What? You mean we're allowed to do that? Who cares if we aren't? I mean, it's not like we consented to being cloned in the first place. Good point. This sounds like the best idea we've had so far. And I say this because honestly, nothing else has worked. Okay then, let's go.
Oh, hi. I was expecting you, but I wasn't sure when you'd actually be here.
So you're the creator of this game.
That's right. Dietrich Squinkifer at your service, though most people call me Squinky.
Wait a minute. According to the first game, you used to have a different name. Unless you're a different person, that is.
No, that was still me. I did change my name. A lot can happen in 4 years, you know?
Your voice sounds exactly like ours. Yeah.
I guess it does, doesn't it? It's so weird. I hate hearing the sound of my own voice. It's nothing like the voice I hear in my head.
I know the feeling. Don't I ever? We're here because we need to know which one of us is canon. We've been asking basically everyone we've come across, and we're still nowhere near finding anything close to an answer. And to be honest, we're getting really, really exhausted. So let's get this straightened out once and for all, okay?
Well, I don't know how to phrase this exactly.
Oh, come on. Spit it out.
Something tells me you're not gonna be happy with what I'm about to say.
We're already unhappy. Just tell us, okay?
I don't know.
What do you mean, you don't know?
Well, that's just it. I don't.
But you created us. You're omniscient. Shouldn't you be the one who gets to decide everything that happens to us?
I guess. But every time I try, I just completely draw a blank.
Considering how much you've profited off of our story, I'd say you owe us an answer. Yeah, we're the ones who have had to suffer while you get to live a cushy, comfortable life. All that schmoozing you get to do at conferences and all your gallery exhibitions. You've never had to worry about having a place to live or having enough to eat. And look at you now, with your fancy schmancy PhD program funded by the Canadian government, and all your friends, and your supportive family, not to mention your 3,000 Twitter followers. Come on, the least you can do is give us closure.
All right. You want closure? I'll give you closure. I used to think I had it all figured out. I used to believe I was talented and brilliant, and that I'd go on to do great things and change the world. Such a millennial cliche, but it's true. It's a thing I held on to when I was lonely and misunderstood as a kid. I thought to myself that if I could become some kind of creative genius, all the loneliness would be worth it. And if you showed my awesome-looking life to my kid self, they'd be pretty impressed, sure. Everything looks like it's going well, and yet I still feel like I'm barely holding it together, you know? Am I okay? I don't even know how to answer that question. I mean, I'm functioning. I'm not in any kind of a crisis. I'm not in any immediate danger to myself. That's what people mean when they ask that question, right? I mean, you can fix people up to a certain point. Antidepressants, therapy, exercise, meditation, that sort of thing. But you can't fix the fundamental brokenness of the world. It's just this tangled mess that's too complicated for anyone to even make sense of. I don't know. I'm just tired. Tired of having to argue and explain the same things over and over. Tired of fighting for my right to exist, let alone other people's who are arguably even worse off. Tired of the loneliness never going away. That's nice of you to say, but at this point I've been lonely for so long that I don't know how not to be. It's basically my normal. I meet people who see loneliness as this horrible thing they want to avoid, and I'm just like, I didn't even know that was an option. I wish I knew how to be a normal person. That way I'd have role models. I'd have some kind of script I could follow that would give me some idea of how to live my life. Maybe that's why I can't figure out an ending to your story. Everything in my life right now is all just a big question mark. I thought things were supposed to get more certain as I got older, but the exact opposite has happened. I'm 31 and I'm less certain of anything than ever. That's the thing, though. You can't help me. No one can. I guess it would probably make you feel better if you could, and hey, if I could convincingly give you that satisfaction, I would. But either way, you deserve much better than this. We all do.
I never meant to disappoint you. Maybe it's not the destination, but the journey that ultimately matters. I never meant to disappoint you. Maybe it's not the destination, but the journey that ultimately matters. Meant to disappoint you. To disappoint. Maybe it's not the destination. destination, but the journey that ultimately matters. Meant to disappoint you, to nothing at all. Maybe it's not the destination, but the journey that ultimately matters. Meant to disappoint you, to nothing at all. Maybe it's not the destination, but the journey that ultimately matters. Meant to disappoint you, to nothing at all. Maybe it's not the destination, but the journey that ultimately matters. Meant to disappoint you.
Well, I finished that. Yeah, I'm impressed as well. This is... And there's another game before this. This is the second one. I'm just... Yeah, this is... This is a work of art. I'm still laughing about the soap opera. Yeah, so this was super awesome. I wonder if there's other endings you can get. Or other paths. Well, I'm gonna check them out later. I played this for over an hour, so I probably should stop now. Well, this was super awesome. It's Dominic Pamplemousse and Dominic Pamplemousse in Combinatorial Explosion. I'm gonna paste the link to the game, to the profile of Squinky. So if anyone's interested, they can check it out. It's at squinky.itch.io. Yeah, so that was super cool. I'm gonna take a break and I'll come back with Midnight Ultra. I have no idea what that is about, but we're gonna find out together. I'll be right back. I'm back. Um, yeah, the feather game. The feather game is actually a physical game. It's not something I can play on the computer. It's a PDF that you print out and it has rules on it and you play based on those rules. I don't know who else just showed up. I think Jasmine might be there. Well, whoever showed up, you missed this really awesome musical game. That was really, really interesting. I'd recommend that one. Again. Like, I'd play that one again. Anyway, so our second game is Midnight Ultra, and it's by Forward Instinct. I'm having a hard time talking today. Oops, it's the wrong button. There we go. Riffness being silly. Okay, Midnight Ultra. Let's try that out. I think the controller might work. Glitchy. I think it's intentionally glitchy. It's loud too. Loud was good for the last game, but not so much this one. Okay. Maybe I can't use a controller. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use a keyboard and mouse. Not a problem. Pick your weapons. Ranged or melee. Oh, what is that? Okay, revolver, rifle, shotgun. Okay, let's try revolver and fist or whatever this is. And let's try a baseball first. October 30th, 9 p.m., Fort Stockton, Texas. Been on the road for a few days now. Latest tip mentioned that biker again. Haven't slept much, pretty broke, so I can't stay at motels. I can only sleep after dark. The desert is so hot, I roast in my car during the day. Pretty sure the gas stations are just warming up battery acid at this point when they sell coffee. Really wouldn't put it past them. Gonna stop off in Port Stockton for the night, I think. Grab some cheap jerky for dinner. My eyes feel like they're burning and I think I see smoke in the horizon from where I stopped here. I can't see any stars and see a bit of a glow in the distance. Holy shit, I think Fort Stockton's on fire. Okay, wow. Are you a human running? No? How do you use melee? Ah. The game is still a bit loud. Let me turn it down a bit. Okay. Oh, double jump. Nice. I've never seen a double jump in a first-person shooter. Huh. Oops. October 30th, 10 p.m., somewhere in Pecos County, Texas. About 30 minutes outside of what was left of Fort Stockton. I must have dozed off while I was driving. I'm awake now, and in my rush to stay on the trail, I didn't think to loot some caffeine or food from a convenience store. Looks like I crashed through somebody's field. The car is toast. Maybe I can find a phone. Wait, how the hell is a field growing out here? Yeah, why is there a field here? Oh. Too close. Wonder what this hand does. Ah, it's throwing spells. Cool. Cool. That's nice. Oops. Is my ammo full? No. It's been a long time since I played a first-person shooter. I usually don't play them. Oops. I kind of like the double jump. Ooh. It's reminding me of old, really old shooters. This is, even though it's simple, it's actually not so bad. It's fun. It's cool that the health doesn't have a maximum. You can just go as high as you want. That makes it interesting. Oh no. It's gonna be a disaster. There's so many of them. Okay, it's not bad. The controls are pretty easy. With the mouse and the keyboard at least. So it's pretty good. Well designed. There's only one place where you can get up. Oh. I must say, I love the double jump. Oops. Not the right place. Okay, next part. Whoa, these are big. Interesting. They are tough. I'm running out of bullets. I got one of them. Huh. The other end of the portal, I assume, from the digging equipment. This was only recently dug up last time I was here. Guess all this is under the riverbed. My body aches. I need to get moving. I'm sure the portal being activated attracted some attention, and this pyramid is a shitty hiding spot. I'm hot on the trail, though. All this work makes it look like they're planning something big. Wonder who they blackmailed for the cash. This is far worse than I expected. My voice is really messed up today. I don't want to waste bullet unless I have to. I was telling you earlier, I got... it's all the dust that we swept today. It was like I got an... I sneezed and coughed all day from it. And it just progressively got worse. And later in the day, my voice was messed up. Whoa. Okay. What's making that noise? Something's making that noise on this side. Whoa. Oh. Oh, that thing. There's two of them. My health is really low. Oh, there's some pickups down there. Kill a lot of them from a distance. Oh, damn. Well, that was fun. That was interesting and fun. I didn't expect this. um. Okay, well, that was Midnight Ultra by Forward Instinct. You can check it out on this site, forwardinstinct.h.io. I'm gonna take another break and I'll come back for the last game. The last game is called Inverness Nights, which is gonna be a visual novel. I don't know how much I can read that aloud, but we'll see. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Um, our last game tonight is Inverness Nights. I think this is a visual novel. Usually I read everything in the visual novel, but since today my voice is messed up, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I will see how I feel. Sometimes visual novels are voiced, so hopefully that's if that's the case, that'll be helpful. Loading it up. So Inverness Nights is by Kit Tsubasa. And you can get their game on this profile here. Thank you for the hydrate. Okay. How's the sound? Sound is a bit low. Turn it up. Very low music in this one. Okay, let's take a look. April 1746. Oh, wow. That's old. Long time ago, huh? Of the men who went to battle, only a portion returned to town. Of the men who returned to town, only a portion remained alive. I checked the fallen figures face by face, streets to outskirts. Alasdair Fairbairn's son had visited me 3 times. Enough I knew there was a family resemblance, but not enough to stave off hope I had failed in identifying a body. The church collected the nearest dead to provide a real resting place. Anyone too far east would be consigned to the ground they collapsed on, or an English-made mass grave. If I couldn't find the lad in town, other hands would find him. If I couldn't find him in the fields, I had to find him. Further from the nest than I'd been in 5 years, the sky climbed higher, the valleys dove deeper. The world opened and offered to claim me. Tristram nomad, Tristram sellsword, Tristram tailor. There's nothing tying you to Inverness. There's nothing in Inverness at all. Take your skills and leave as you have left every other place and every other life in the last 800 years. For once the world was wrong. Hidden in my bedroom, a man waited for his son. I turned my focus to the road, to the task, to the terrain at my feet. So this person lived for 800 years. A crossroad appeared, one arm marked with a dry stone wall. Corpses were stacked against it. At the bottom of the pile I saw Fairbairn's features, blonde hair, pale skin, staring blue eyes. George. Too much weight on his gentle body. Tartans caught on the pins and weapons of his comrades. Fermenting in the damp, the insects writhing from the mud and into his wounds. Impossible to dig him out alone. I sat by the heap and suffered the rain with him. Rain to drizzle, drizzle to mist. Well-to-do sort rode by on a horse, their pace a curious trot. I stood from the wall. Would he help me? A startled yes came in reply. Levering the heap, I watched him pull the lad free. The damage somehow worse when viewed alone, no others to compare it to. Despite the noble gaze, I laid my hands on the body, skin to sunken skin, and focused. My palms glowed star-white. The lad's cheeks filled, the insects fled his wounds, and his color returned. Still and still dead. I couldn't mend the essential breaks, but I could make him presentable for his father. Presentable is often enough. 4 years later. Presentable. What makes a man presentable? Clear complexion, clean clothes, carefully cut hair, perhaps. At 67, Alasdair Fairbairn has few wrinkles, a laundered coat, and a neat shave. Still, I'd call him a mess overdue for tidying. It's this leg and his full approach to tending it. The knee bulges at an angle. He could have let me set it. The skin crawls with white and green. He could have let me apply alcohol. You can't escape anything on sickly feet, neither the Highlands nor the world, not with me around. Again, my palms grow star-white, like father, like son. Curing decay is my talent, whether old age and illness in the living, or the literal kind in the dead, and alas isn't gone yet. Should my work succeed, he won't be gone for a while. Where are my old clothes? Nonviolent anger is Alice's habit, but tonight he throws his cane. His arm still foreign, he throws the throw misses by 2 feet. There's this clatter as the cane hits the wall. The floor bounces over itself, stops unbroken. It was for your health. He hops towards me, bends to the ground, picks up the cane, stands again, tapping it to the rug. You're a real devil. If he's trying to figure me as something Mephistophelian, well, he's near the truth, but with cotton wool in place of a brain, he's hardly Faust, and the topless towers of Inverness burn for a bonny prince, not sweet Helen. I'm just a man, same as any other. And I was just a man, now. He lifts the small of the cane from the floor and tips it skyward, the pendulous head swinging to the lowest point. Now, his hands slip together as he's holding a golf club. Now, he sweeps the cane over his head and attempts to hammer it down on mine. I catch it by the shaft some inches above my skull. He's stronger than he was, but I have the sturdier frame. I trust his tantrum is over. Pacing backwards, I pull him into my workshop. We're only a few meters off the exterior door and the staircase to the street. Stop it. You could let go of the cane. Not taking my legs again. I'm not, you are. Throwing this around, provoking me, making poor decisions. Decisions pass out from a fever, wake up like this. Tell me, Tristram, do people make decisions in their sleep? He tugs the cane once more. I hold tight. He predictably gives in. His hands squeak off, he stumbles back, his knee cracks, he crumples to cradle it. Don't exacerbate your injury. Make me young, don't make my leg better. You useless. No, I'm useless. My joints, my house, invite me into every bad place and every bad plan. I say yes to every invitation. Or to report you for buggery. That'd do it. London might have legalized sorcery, but sodomy is a crime in both books. Ignore God how you like, can't ignore the garrison. Give me my cane, Tris. I'll walk you. You let go. You leave me without any legs to stand on. As I remember it, your first fall happened because I wasn't there. If this is about keeping you mobile, I hoist him over my shoulder. He drums against my shoulder blades as we descend. A thin crust has formed on the mud, 2 days since the last rainfall. 3 more, I might be able to leave home without my socks dyeing brown. I place him on a solitary island of semi-solid dirt. His face is slick and hot, his hair bristles in odd directions. I fail to retie his bow before waking him. His hair tamed or tangled, the expression underneath would be the same, teary, furious confusion. Not a lark, Triss, I mean it. I'll report you, I will. Threats, like library books, are best issued one at a time. With 3 variants taken out, his are unlikely to return. I turn and climb home. Stopping on the landing, I strike the wall of the staircase. My hand judders with pain and the anger subsides to a wooden ache. Less than a tenth my age and 10 times as frustrating. I should have let him escape the way he wanted. But I couldn't cut that last tie, and both ends are knotted tight. He's a sorcerer and a tailor. Well, he's some sort of immortal being, or a very long-living being with sorcery, and he's also a tailor. This is interesting. I stir from the armchair, my clothes stink of vinegar. Mental athletes work up a sweat as sour as any other, and invite slumber in an ill-advised places. Sleep has made the threat more real, demanded a response. The options before me: leave now, avoid arrest, no funds saved, not after buying equipment to try cobbling. I'd have to abandon my possessions and disappear on foot. A safer start but harsher end, unemployed in a gutter across the country with nothing but a broken case and whatever fit inside, or for a career that demands fewer supplies. Alternatively, I stay and save for a proper journey. This option comes with a chance of arrest. Arrest comes with certain execution. Destitution in a foreign city would be another kind of death sentence, wouldn't it? On foot, I could manage the merest tailoring equipment, enough to mend, if not to make. Perhaps I'm being too pessimistic about immediate departure. As long as I'm taking the threats as genuine, it's my best option. I should seize it while I have the chance. I stand, swing my shoulder and click my neck to either side. I bend backwards until the stiffness eases out of my spine. Never growing any older is the definite perk of immortality, but age and angry joints are not necessarily synonymous. Are Alasdair's any calmer now? My closet holds artifacts from my last move. A veil is tearing at the buckles, an outdated cocked hat. I heave the bag by its straps and set it on the floor, one of the pair snapping in the process. With a huff, I duck into my bedroom, keeping each item folded. I take my valuable clothes from the drawers, a caplet with a flory counter-flory around the hem, a short-sleeved coat with a colorful yoke, antique asymmetrical Venetian leggings. Into the case they go, a few trinkets, a short sword, some tartans I haven't worn in decades, probably won't wear for decades to come. This band seems set to last. Englishmen or English sympathizers would show up at any minute, spot me in them, another charge to read as I approach the gallows. Onto scissors, threads, needle set, a box, a key full of buttons and other notions, several coils of ribbon. I won't bother with fabric, it's all out of fashion, much like my hat, only suited for sentimental work. Case filled with everything I can easily remember, I plunge into the depths of my mind for any sunken necessities, only to be hauled up by a knock. My heartbeat, my breathing, and the hairs on the back of my neck raise in turn. Alasdair is not a morning person. By this sunlight, I'd barely call it 8. Is he really so committed to my demise? I've confronted death in 100 red fields. I can confront it at my front door. How prompt. A woman. On this morning or any other, a woman is odd, professionally and personally. How may I help you? May I come in? It's still cold as winter here. Having a woman inside my workshop would be a boon, whatever she is entertaining for. Certainly. Thank you, sir. You're packing. Have I come at a bad time? I'm heading on a trip, but a short chat is no trouble. A trip? How long are you going? Indefinitely. Why? Private matters. I asked the innkeeper about a dressmaker. He told me don't bother with the specialist. The tailor nearby, he dabbles. He made my wife's favorite ensemble. I hope it's not money trouble. You seem valued, and I'm sure if someone knew. My finances are fine, and they don't need to know. You could pay to learn. You could pay to learn tact. Sorry for forgetting my place. If you won't share your business, may I share mine, assuming I'm still no trouble. Her business is already half shared, though I should have figured it from her first words. English, not local, excepting some secret garrison wife. And she couldn't be a bastard. I haven't known any woman lately. The sole occasion I tried them, I was like a child forced to try vegetables, swallowing for health and for the sake of my parents. Huh. Thus the only option, a customer. Share away. Thank you, sir. If it isn't obvious, I'm fishing for a new ensemble. With what you have said about leaving, I should probably mention up front I'm prepared to pay an emperor's ransom. The same emperor's ransom she used to purchase her current rather depressing costume. Oh, the fabric is serviceable. The cut is modern, at least this side of the channel. There are pearls, there is lace. But the English are known counterfeiters. If they've invented fake crystal, why not mock other adornments? The chiffon on her hem is unraveling. And why run a rope around her neck if she can afford better? That accessory opens the trapdoor and drops her from a fraud to freak. Likely feigning luxury for the purpose of whoring. I'll consider. Excellent. Provided you show me this fortune. If she thought I would be gullible enough to skip asking. Of course, I should have done that to begin with. Her hand weaves down her strays as if tempting me to follow. No. Back from the valley, is she surprised by my lack of interest? Her smile stays steady, so mayhaps not. I could be misunderstanding. While I speak several languages, the female tongue has always eluded me. It's not the whole payment. I don't have any pockets, and this bodice only fits so much. She holds a red and gold purse with a clashing pink tie. Opening the lips, she reveals, though it's probably full of month of work unless you're presently paid what you're worth. Though it's probably a full month of work unless you're presently paid what you're worth. Solid gold coins. No messing with pounds and bank wars and all the trouble of legal tender, a substance I can pass and barter at every edge of the known world. What could she possibly want made? Maybe I need to lift her status back to fraud. Could be counterfeit, couldn't it? Still, if I took it for real, others would do the same. As long as they accept it, what does it matter if it's fake? All right, what do you need my skills for? A robe, a petty, and a stomacher. My hem's fraying, and I'm sure you've already noticed I didn't until it was too late for repairs. Your last outfit was made in England, was it? London. Typical. The innkeeper had a good choice of words. I only dabble in frocks. Even so, if you trust his recommendation, and you're offering that much, I'll take the job. I could hire a proper coach and move my furniture. I could move it to the first home I see. Then I could stop work for a year and focus on my hobbies. The concern here is time. This should only take a day or two, complexity depending, but every hour in Inverness is an hour more of worry. Though having a woman in my shop will help if the law comes knocking. This could work well. I might even escape with my hair still red. Assuming my inexperience with skirts and stays doesn't drastically reduce my speed, what if she wants to come up with the design or provide fabric? Then I have to source it, and this is why I'm a tailor. Women have too many complexities, too many curves. Nothing like drafting for men. Straight lines, sharp angles. Were it not for the money, I'd regret this already. I'll need a few more details before I can begin. Yes, I must begin this morning. I'll delay my escape until we're done, but no further. Escape? Don't pry. Now, I need something to put in the books. Forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? My name is Shell Azara. Hesitation, a pseudonym? Shell Azara. First name odd but English, surname Italian, and probably truthful. Why lie about foreign ancestry? In modern Britain, the only people with pleasant lives are pools at the end of ancient English blood streams. Lovely. You probably heard mine, but in the event you haven't, I'm Tristram Rose. Tristram, I like it. Though a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Why did I let this woman into my shop? Witty, let's not, though. Well, Shell, my next question, were you wanting to commission something specific? Are there any desired materials? Yes to both. She returns to the door and reaches behind the frame. A bolt of purple fabric in tow, she makes her way in again. She dumps the bolt on my armchair. Once more her hand winds down her stay. She produces a surprisingly intact piece of paper. Must you keep doing that? What? Rummaging in your clothes. Right, it's not proper behavior, is it? In any case, these are my plans. An elaborate robe drowning in trims and beads. Small wonder she offered me several years' pay. Most men would take that long to craft this. There's a joke, chiffon drapery on the sleeves to be properly finished this time. That's one detail I can guarantee. I take the sheet, my fingers trace the design. It's likely she drew this. The lines are shaky, as though they've been written on a carriage ride with numb hands. Sound anatomy. Under some sections there are skeletal construction lines. I'll have to substitute most of the trims, and while I keep a supply of beads some of your notes mention, real gold, I have that and the others listed supplies at my inn. I thought bringing them today would be getting ahead of myself. I see, this bolt here is the petty and the stomacher fabric. Isn't it interesting? There were cultures and times where lilac was interesting for its illegality. It's not one of them. This is not one of them. It's not beige, but it's not tartan. To some, I suppose, looking through the lot of things, I am estimating a full week to finish. It's not ideal, but what is? If that's acceptable, let's continue to the fitting. Excellent. Here we go. Holding the fabric to her stays, I deconstruct the garment in my mind, which rises. Am I supposed to hang this off? Merciful that their garments are taken from their underwear instead of their bodies, flattening down to the dimensions to a simple slab of hang on. Your stays are crushing you. Aren't they supposed to? To an extent, but there's a difference between fitting for vanity and fitting for denial. But then, what's in denial here? I need a third option. Or ignorance. Between this and the fact that you let someone sell your fraying robe, I'm not sure you understand how clothes are meant to work. Which, consider her drafting skills, is actually rather sad. It's like seeing someone eat a well-chosen but half-ripe fruit, a promising start invalidated. I don't want to see you hurt out of ignorance. You need a properly fitted stay or you'll wreck something. Your ribs, your organs. I'm not a doctor, but I'm a man of common sense. Who am I to say what goes on inside them? Maybe they have extra layers of soft tissue to match the rest of their soft nature. But is that's getting constricted? No, this is disconcerting. Even though I know next to nothing about the inner workings of women, I can't allow this. You're probably right, but there is no alternative. Why not? You waved me off the topic of your escape. I am allowed privacy too. If you're worried for my health, better we leave it like this. Not smart enough to realize the fitting is crushing her, but wise enough to say that crushing is the lesser evil. Okay, I'm getting something from this. Yeah, yeah. It's none of my business. Furthermore, my business will suffer if I keep this up. My hands move stiffly across the petty silk. It crackles at the touch, brittle like aged bones, more solid than a midweight weave should be. The embroidery is unusual too, a brusque, all abstract eagles and stars, quite unlike what I make on my tambour frame. Where did you get this? Oh, I thought you'd never ask. She sparks to life, every inch of her jittery with joy. It's a lengthy story, but with your work, I'll have time to tell it. Be my guest. I'm going to start pinning, so I won't be too talkative. Brilliant. I'll start with a little history. Like a rehearsed actor with an old monologue, she inhales. Huh. Before Italy and after the East, Constantinople was the center of silk trade. Having stolen the means of manufacture from China, they were the first in the Western world to weave it. We opened in a Byzantine silk workshop occupied by a seamstress named Mariana. Mariana was one of the women contracted to work in the silk industry, work and live and die. While the empire was aging and its lips were looser than they had once been, its silk work remained a secret. It sought to keep these threads of knowledge from being pulled away. Yet everything unravels eventually. Two unauthorized men slouched through Mariana's doorway. First a man with pink eyes, the shade somewhere around rose quartz or a pale blush. On their documents his name was Porphyrius. In conversation it was Fiery. He was a Venetian trader with a spirit like flint on steel. Following tentative behind him was a scruffy, purple-eyed man named Sinbad. Not especially fiery, not prone to sparking trouble, but he was loyal. While Fiery was prone to misadventure, the particular predicament that had placed their pair in the workshop was not of his making. It was a pale autumn afternoon in the year 1171, and a section of the city's Venetian population had attacked the Genoese quarter, an expected event in an overheat melting pot. Less expected was the empire's reaction, a call to arrest every Venetian in reach, regardless of their involvement. Fiery's official options were to turn himself in or to flee and force a more personalized arrest. Why not take the chance for freedom? Why not take something else with it? As a trader, he'd been forbidden from owning flat lengths of silk. As a criminal, he was forbidden nothing. So the silk workshops. So Mariana. I thought you said this building was empty, Fiery. I said it was unguarded. Does she look like someone who would kebab me? She mostly doesn't. Even if she's not a guard, won't she be held accountable for letting us go? I suppose. Fiery picked one teal bolt and two greens. Ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Sinbad said, claiming a royal purple bolt decorated in turquoise and orange. We're broke and he's Venetian. If we escaped unstocked, we'll starve. Don't apologize. She's a government contractor. Government's running me out. We're enacting divine providence. Here, have another bolt. Sinbad yelped under the new weight, red with blue and gold birds. Mariana said nothing, but swept towards the table and stopped from her great height to rummage beneath it. Let's keep running. Any more would be greedy. The men had 3 bowls each. Sinbad were clutched to his chest. Or, if you want to list an actual deterrent, here's the fact that my arms are at top capacity, Fury said, adjusting his last bowl to balance on his shoulder. He gave a nod. Sinbad gave a bow. 2 men turned to exit. Mariana cleared her throat, dropping a bolt onto the table. She stared at their backs. Fury turned again, whacking Sinbad in the face with a protruding bolt end. First-grade lilac, color and quality both unavailable to common folk, let alone common foreigners. Passage on your ship in exchange for this. Worth more on its own than all 6 of those other rolls, she insisted. The loose edge drifted, abstract hands waving from within the patterns. It'd be too dangerous just dangerous enough to be an adventure. Toss it on, Sinbad, to port. The trio were off. It's awesome. Within 20 meters of the workshop, Fury tossed his bolts onto Sinbad's pile. His pace declined, but he held fast to the stack, tense through his upper body. Mariana ran like a flood, imposing and probably impactful, but slow to build. Fury was fleet. He took the lead and used it to engage in a spot of theft. Pockets and purses, stalls and stands, his finger wound into any clear space, snapping jewels, coins, several bags of gold and bronze beads, a diamond-encrusted buckle in the shape of an egg. The chaos was a question, and one sharp guard remained in the district to seek an answer. Give me a description of the men who did this. It wasn't just men, sir. Reaching one of the city's southern ports, Fury took the party to a small, flat-bottomed boat. It was old but cozy and well-maintained. Sinbad threw the bolt inside the cabin, returning to the deck. He applied his liberated hands to the anchor. Fury grabbed the oars and threw one to Mariana. We'll row when we can. Likely to be never, unless you help fix this chain, Sinbad called, tugging at a stuck sequence of links. Hurling down a sloped road towards the port, the guard noticed 3 figures, Italian, Persian, and, as described, standing on a deck. Mariana. Blurring into a kinetic mess of red and blue, he kept on for the cog. Mariana. He was a bird of prey. Mariana. Aquila, a soldier empty of his own interests, his life charted by lawmakers and generals, the charts followed like laws of their own. The tip of the anchor fidgeted out of the ocean bed. 5 seconds more exertion, it was reeled in. The boat eased from the dock. Aquila hit the water, thin frame slicing through the surface. Fury returned to his oar and pushed harder to escape. For the merest moment, Aquila's fingers brushed the panels, and the oar swept its arc, knocking him away with a smack of wood on flesh and a crippling crack of his bones. The boat and his pursuer grew further apart. Further apart, turned to far from sight. The Mediterranean awaited. Sustained silence. That's your stopping place? I figured I'd save the rest for tomorrow. I might forget the details overnight. 4 names and 3 professions? I'd hope you'd be interested enough to remember and to stay for the next installment. Though an old sailor's tale is less likely to keep you than money or professional responsibility. Lifestyle choices and narratives decision aside, she's not a complete idiot. Typical of noble woman, if she's a noble woman, to be savvy in social scenarios and nowhere else. Tomorrow then. Wonderful. With that settled, feel free to leave. I'll be able to get the basic elements of the petty and stomacher completed this afternoon, and perhaps a mock-up of the robe. I'll bring the real fabric in the morning. Thank you for your patronage. My pleasure. One last thing. She plucks out the purse again and drops it on my workbench. The gold jangles into place inside. I usually take payment on completion. Why keep it rattling around in my clothes? My move would be paid for thrice over. What's the point if you'd rather run than help me? The door squeaks open and she hangs her hand on the knob. She looks at me. Click, she closes the door behind herself and further discussion. Customer dedication is one thing and chasing someone down those stairs another. The only way to prove I care is to complete the commission as or better than intended. I lift the cut fabric off my desk and move it to the dress form. Baste the seams, ensuring the pattern runs unbroken around the lower hem. This is to be a tiered petty, layered in panels showcasing different sections of the embroidery. Shell's design is very specific about that. While I've only cut the structured layer, none of the scalloped overhangs. I must avoid wastage of this silk. Silk that has survived so long, waiting for a worthy garment, waiting to be worn against all prior laws. Porphyrius running from the ruins of his people with it, stalked by the empire that took them. He seems a man I could relate to. My abnormal amounts of discretion spared my workshop, but the English gladly raised Alas's cottage after Culloden. Had he been inside, he would have burned too. They assumed Alas had passed on his own. If he hadn't, he was old and ineffectual and kept his Jacobite sympathies closeted with everything else. Since that year, he's lived in an apartment. He'll stay until his son's ghost drags him to a grave. Battle claims victims long after the last bullet. Sometimes when he actually values my ability to ward off death, he comes here instead. Not now, I suppose. My ward became too literal. My home became a hospital. A knock comes while I'm elbow deep in petticoat. I think I'm going to stop here. Well, Shell, you have this game, so you can just play it yourself. But I haven't had dinner yet, so I'm going to go now. This is like, this game, yeah, this game is really interesting. You know what it feels like? It feels like Arabian Nights with a queer undertone in it. It feels like a mix between a story with a vampire and Arabian Nights. So interesting. That's fine. I'm cooking dinner now too. Okay. Ours has been heated up for a while, but we need to reheat it probably. Okay. Well, that was really cool. This game is super interesting. I'm gonna save here and quit. Inverness Nights. Okay, yeah. It's Arabian Nights, basically. But like with some changes. This is, yeah, it's super interesting. I get the title now. Yeah, if my throat was doing better, I'd probably have played a little bit longer. But yeah, that was super interesting. I'm gonna definitely play it again. Okay, so that was our third game. That was Inverness Nights by Kitsubasa. You can get the game at this link here. So today this was our 60-second session, and we looked at Combinatorial, I can't say the full name now, but Combinatorial Explosion by Squinky, Midnight Ultra by Forward Instinct, and Inverness Nights by Kitsubasa. And the links to these profiles are already on you can see them on the left side, lower left of the stream, but I'm going to paste it in the chat. Also, the art and the video and the avatar on this page is done by Rifna. If you want to check out their profile, it's on the lower right corner of the screen, but you can also check out their I'm going to paste it in the chat. So you can click on it directly. That's the Pinterest, the Redbubble, and the Twitter account. Yeah, so that was our 60-second session. My next session is gonna be on Wednesday, but it's not gonna be the indie games bundle, but it's gonna be a special stream with another with an indie game that's coming out on Kickstarter soon. I don't know exactly when, but I'm gonna play the demo. It's called Shrine's Legacy, and it's a co-op demo. And Shelly might actually join me to help me, uh, like to play with me. It's a co-op action RPG. I'll play the single player a bit too, so that we get a sense for both of them. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Uh, okay, so that this is the end of our stream today. Um, thank you all for joining us. I hope to see some of you on Wednesday, and if not, then possibly on Friday. Have a good night.